Well, what's up, everybody, man? Y'all already know what it is. It's Fred. It's FanView Live, man. Y'all know I'm a real fan. I talk real sports. Listen, this video here is concerning Malcolm Jenkins. I heard a chance. I heard him on CNN. I heard a snippet of a video that he was referring to, talking about football being a non-essential business. If you never heard the clip, here it is.
The NBA is a lot different than the NFL because they can actually quarantine all of their players or whoever is going to participate. Where we have over 2,000 players, even more coaches and staff, we can't do that. And so we'll end up being kind of on this trust system where the honor system where we just have to hope that guys are social distancing and things like that. And that puts all of us at risk, not only us as players and who's in the building, but when you go home to your families. I have parents that I don't want to get sick. And I think until we get to the point where we have protocols in place and until we get to a place as a country where we feel safe doing it, we have to understand that football is a non-essential business. And so we don't need to do it. And so the risk, has to be really eliminated before I would feel comfortable with going back.
Now, that's the clip. He made some great points in speaking about, how the NBA can do a great job in quarantining its players and the NFL is not able to do so because there's a lot more players involved in the NFL than you have in the NBA. And they playing at a very designated site. So in the NFL, they got to kind of just trust that players are doing the right thing and making sure that they're staying quarantined and making sure that they're doing the proper procedures and policies to making sure that they can go to work. So I completely merit him on what he's saying. He's absolutely correct. But as a fan, this is what me and Malcolm disagree. He mentioned that football is not an essential sport or not an essential business. He's incorrect. The recreation of football is non-essential. When you go play in your backyard, it's non-essential. When you go play at a local playground, it's non-essential. But the business of football is not only essential, but it's vital. The NFL in 2018 generated roughly $14 billion. The sports industry in 2018 generated $71 billion. That's how much the sports industry generated, $71 billion. The NFL generated $14 billion, which is 20% of that. It's just the NFL, making the NFL the king. That's not talking college football, NBA, college basketball, any other NASCAR. That's that. So, and it employs nearly hundreds of thousands of people. Now, as a pro athlete, we all know as fans that you guys have the contracts and you guys have contracts that have had a chance to earn y'all millions of dollars. And some of y'all can probably still, survive. So most of y'all can survive without having to work for anyone another day in your lives. Okay? Most people cannot survive if the NFL can't play. Their businesses go under. You got to think about bars, restaurants, merchandises, everything that's impacted because of football. There's a lot of restaurants that exist and a lot of business that exist because of the NFL. So if players are not going to play the sport, now again, I understand if the NFL does not create policy to make sure that players are going to be safe from this virus. But when you say that you don't have to play, that's not true. You have to play. There's too many aspects of the economy that it's affected if you don't play. It's just as big of an effect as the virus. Now, my thing is this. If you can play and it's safe to play and they're going to create policy to play, then you got to play. Too many people are affected by not playing, by not having the sport this season. That's a pandemic within itself. I know that sounds crazy, but that's the truth. That's another pandemic. if the NFL does not decide to have a season and does not decide to play. You're not vital, Malcolm Jenkins. You're essential. And that's kind of where you have to look at it. Yes, you're concerned about your individual safety, your teammates' safety, the entire player's safety. And I applaud you. I would too. But you got to play if it's eligible to play. That's